Hello and welcome to another episode of the Smaulgld Speculation Series. Today we're going to talk about cryptocurrency exchanges. Are cryptos about to go exchangeless? Now, cryptocurrencies, they are a decentralized product on a centralized exchange, so that's a bit of a contradiction there, and yet the bulk of trading currently of cryptocurrencies does take place on these centralized exchanges like OKCoin in China and Coinbase in the US, Kraken in Canada, Bitstamp in Slovakia. I think that's where it is. But in any event, China's crackdown on crypto exchanges now highlights the issue with centralized crypto exchanges. It's probably the most defining event since the Mt. Gox shutdown of a few years ago, of the issue with centralized exchanges as being the primary source for crypto purchases and trading. And when they cracked down on the crypto exchanges in China, where some of the largest crypto exchanges are located, the decentralized crypto exchanges started to gain favor. For example, local Bitcoin volume really ratcheted up during that time period. There's also a new development called atomic swaps, which have the potential to bypass exchanges altogether. And we're going to talk about atomic swaps as we go on. So centralized versus decentralized exchanges. As I mentioned, the cryptocurrencies are a decentralized product. The whole concept of a cryptocurrency is you're your own central banker. You hold your cryptocurrencies. You're responsible for their security, and you can trade them, and no one can kick you off the system. It's basically a trustless system, and you don't require anyone's permission other than if it's illegal. But assuming that cryptocurrencies are legal, you're not required to get anyone's permission whatsoever in order to own and transact a Bitcoin. However, if most people purchase and trade their Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies or ICO tokens on exchanges, those exchanges themselves act as a interference, or themselves as the bank, because centralized exchanges require that you have trust in the exchange, and they may require you to provide excessive information, personal information. They may make it hard for you to open an account. They may close your account. They may place restrictions on withdrawals of funds or the cryptos, or the government itself can close down a centralized exchange. Centralized exchanges, as we mentioned with Mt. Gox, can be hacked, and thus centralized exchanges run counter to one of the advantages of transacting in cryptocurrencies. However, centralized exchanges provide places for price discovery to take place, because how would you know how much, without a relatively deep market with a lot of trading, how would you know what a Bitcoin is worth? How would you know what a Litecoin is worth? But one of the problems with the centralized exchange also is the operator of the exchange buys and sells crypto inventory on behalf of its users, and now you've got the potential for abuse, because there's no regulation and there's no requirements that there be a one-to-one correspondence to the amount of dollars that the exchange takes on relative to the amount of cryptocurrencies that they're holding on behalf of customers. You can get a situation where you have, in effect, fractional reserve crypto exchanges, and you wouldn't know if there's no regulation. It's very hard to tell how these exchanges work. So the exchange can rely on the knowledge that most of their holders aren't going to withdraw their cryptocurrencies from the exchange, and therefore they basically can have fewer and purchase fewer cryptocurrencies than the amount of dollars that they've received from their users, thus pocketing the difference. I think that's one of the reasons that China decided to close its crypto exchanges, because apparently the exchanges in China were not charging users transaction fees. So you had to figure, well, how are they making any money? Well, one way may be just from the client funds. Apparently maybe they were investing the client funds. They weren't purchasing, maybe they're only purchasing 90 or 80% of the inventory required to meet customer crypto withdrawals. Who knows? but apparently China didn't know, and maybe that's one of the reasons they closed down those exchanges. Now, regulated exchanges, we mentioned, you would think governments might like the idea of cryptocurrencies and regulated exchanges because they can tax and track the transactions, and they can be integrated with the existing financial system. In an article we wrote, Cryptocurrencies, Fiat Strengtheners or Killers, we noted that solutions like 10x, and there's others, that allow for a variety of cryptocurrencies to be brought onto Visa cards so that you can spend your cryptocurrencies worldwide. Well, the advantage to governments there is, and the banking system is, you're getting more value being put into the financial system, and in this way the financial system subsumes the crypto system, and people like the idea that they maybe can make some money speculating in cryptos, but then they can also spend their cryptos through these Visa cards, which means now they can be taxed and tracked on what they spent. Fidelity Investments, which is a legacy banking system type company, like JP Morgan, but unlike JP Morgan, Fidelity Investments seems to be encouraging cryptocurrencies, and they recently provided their nearly 70 million customers with an integration option where they could take their Coinbase account and access it directly from their Fidelity dashboard. And Coinbase now has 10.5 million users, Fidelity 70 million users. So there is great gain to be made if they could figure out a way, the establishment, the banking establishment, the governments, of embracing cryptocurrencies and integrating them into the system. So if cryptocurrencies are going to become fiat strengtheners, which most crypto proponents don't even consider, well, a heavily regulated exchange is necessary to track transactions and to collect taxes. So you have that opportunity for cryptos to be embraced, provided that they're regulated and that they can get paid tax on them. However, decentralized exchanges would be where, if governments like China decide they're going to shut the crypto centralized currency exchanges, well, decentralized exchanges appear to be popping up. Now, just a quick note on China. It's possible that China may come back to after they take a look at the centralized exchanges and maybe put regulations in place and see how they were storing client money. Maybe they'll reopen them. Maybe they will open them, or they'll close some of them, reopen others, or maybe they will also run state-owned exchanges. Hard to say what they're going to do. Even if China were to issue its own crypto digital currency, they may still want to have this side business going with the privately issued cryptocurrencies, provided they can properly regulate it. So we'll see what happens. That's one of the questions we're going to ask at the end. But let's go into decentralized exchanges now. Now, decentralized exchanges don't require users to provide identifying information, and their servers reside in different locations. So in a decentralized exchange, they don't take your information because they're not going to buy anything for you. They're not going to sell anything for you. All a decentralized exchange is going to do is hook you up with another potential buyer or seller. So the decentralized exchange holds no assets or customer funds, and therefore there's nothing to seize and there's no central location to shut down because their servers are all over the place. So using a decentralized exchange, users can buy and sell their cryptocurrencies with other users on the platform, or even, local Bitcoins I researched actually allows you to buy or hook up with somebody where you can purchase your cryptocurrency in person. You can arrange to meet that person at a coffee shop and purchase your cryptocurrencies. The other thing that the decentralized exchanges do is, at least local Bitcoin does, is there are different prices based on how you want to conduct your exchange, which is unlike the centralized where there's one price and that's the price you pay and that's the price you sell at on the centralized exchange. But the problem with decentralized exchanges, it makes it extremely difficult to track transactions and collect taxes. Now, currently the volume of cryptocurrency trading on decentralized exchanges is far less than what you have on the centralized exchanges. And part of that reason is because it's a lot easier to use a centralized exchange, and for people who are just coming on board, that's what they're used to. They may have a Schwab account, they may have a Fidelity account, they may have whatever JP Morgan account. They're used to just going to one place handing their money over to a third party and purchasing the security. Also, the decentralized exchanges, I've taken a look at some of them: local Bitcoin, Shapeshift, Prism, BitShares, OpenLedger, Ether, Delta. They're a little clumsy, these decentralized exchanges, and so they don't quite have the volume, not even close, to the centralized exchanges. However, when the centralized exchanges in China gave notice that they were closing, we did see on CoinMarketCap an increase in trading on the decentralized exchanges. The other thing that might happen is you have currently on the centralized exchanges, the prices are stated in the Fiat pair. So if you want to buy Bitcoin, they'll tell you it's $3,800 a coin. You want to buy Litecoin, it's 50. Whatever the cryptocurrency you're going to buy, they put it in a pair with Fiat. Well, and crypto detractors say that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, they derive their value because they can be converted into fiat currency. The argument is no one wants the Bitcoin, they really want the fiat value of it to purchase the goods and services, and that the merchant really doesn't want the Bitcoin, doesn't want the Litecoin, they really just want the fiat value. Now, largely that's true. Merchants that do accept Bitcoin and Litecoin or whatever else they accept, they do convert them into fiat, although Overstock does keep in reserve Bitcoin when they sell goods and service or goods on their Overstock site. But largely that's a correct statement. Now, some people that are real crypto detractors, they say that this makes cryptos themselves an extension of the debt-based fiat currencies. Now, technically that's not true because they're not debt-based. They are privately issued. There's no debt involved. But because they derive their value, they argue, then therefore they're debt-based fiat currencies if they're subsumed into the system. And that's basically, if you take the view that cryptos inevitably become fiat strengtheners with full integration into the banking system, there's some validity to that point of view. However, if governments crack down on cryptocurrencies and don't embrace the centralized cryptocurrency trading with decentralized exchanges, increased trading may occur on these decentralized exchanges, and the crypto ecosystem may, instead of pricing currencies and tokens in fiat pairs, may price them only in Bitcoin and Ether. And therefore, that would be your benchmark as opposed to a fiat. Let's talk about atomic swaps. Now, this is done totally off exchange, and this is where you have users bypassing even the decentralized exchanges and just transacting with each other, even if the transaction involves different currencies. So I have Bitcoin, you have Litecoin, we want to exchange. Well, there's a ratio, we have to agree on that. These atomic cross-chain trading allows the user to trade the cryptocurrencies on different blockchains. For example, atomic swappers holding altcoins like Litecoin could trade with holders of Bitcoin and vice versa at an agreed ratio. It's interesting, the Bitcoin-Litecoin ratio is about 75-1, just like the gold-silver ratio, and Bitcoin is supposedly digital gold and Litecoin is digital silver. So it's interesting that that's where the ratio is. But atomic swaps can occur, and they use these digital signatures that act as a functioning escrow arrangement, so that prevents one party from sending coins to another party and not receiving the bargain for swap coins in return. So it's a very clever technological solution where not only can you exchange and realize one is going to get you're going to get the benefit of your value, but also you can exchange not just fiat for coin, altcoin or Bitcoin for fiat, but that you can exchange different coins at an agreed upon ratio. So developers are testing this atomic swap concept, and Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin, recently tweeted his success in an atomic swap involving Bitcoin and Litecoin. He just did a cross-chain atomic swap with Litecoin and Bitcoin. It looks like it worked. He had 10 Litecoin and he got 0.1137 Bitcoin with another user. Very interesting indeed there. So here are our questions for the speculation series. Will governments embrace and encourage crypto development and regulated crypto exchanges? Under that view, will they then say, look, these things are out there, there's a lot of development, we can learn from it, we can track on it, we can tax on it, we should promote and regulate cryptocurrencies and their exchanges provided they're centralized? Or will they attempt just to outright ban them? And if they do, will this halt the use of cryptocurrencies whereby only criminals use them? Or will both centralized and decentralized exchanges coexist? Please let me have your thoughts below. By the way, if you're interested in speculating on cryptocurrencies, you can do so through the centralized Coinbase exchange. If you do sign up, I'm not advising that you do, but if you do, you've done your research, you get $10 worth of free Bitcoin. If you buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, and Smaulgld also gets credited to his account, $10 worth of free Bitcoin. Speaking of centralized exchanges, if you don't want to have your coins on a centralized exchange, you can pull them off and secure them into a hardware wallet. If you click here, you can buy one of those. Smaulgld gets a small commission on that as well. Also, if you're more traditional and you'd like to buy gold or silver, you can do so through the Smaulgld site. Smaulgld has affiliate arrangements with BJSC, Golden Eagle Coins, SD Bullion, Money Metals Exchange at the link below this BitChute, this VidMe, and this YouTube video. And if you click on those, you can compare pricing and shipping. Again, not investment advice to buy gold or silver, but if you want to buy gold or silver, you've done your research. If you do click on those links, you pay no more, no less than if you visit them directly, and Smaulgld gets a small commission. Also, you can help the Smaulgld site out by donating via PayPal, via Bitcoin, via Litecoin, or becoming a Smaulgld patron. So please consider that as well. Thank you very much, and let me have your thoughts below.